everybody. Welcome to my club at home with the Tokyo American Club. My name is Filip Koziell. I'm the head coach at Krissman International. And this is Coach Kyle. He is our junior specialist.
Hi guys, welcome to my club at home, Tokyo American Club, Krissman International Tennis Program at home.
So today we're going to be doing a short video about what we can do at home. I know it's kind of hard times now, and it's not easy to get out, and the club is unfortunately closed. So we're going to give you some drills you can do with your kids and yourself at home with limited space. And it's going to be kind of two parts. One is for the kids, and then later on we're going to do a little bit of serve action for the adults. So why don't we start? I'll be the student, and Coach Kyle will be the coach, and we're going to do some drills.
Okay guys, so we're limited for space because this is Tokyo. So we're going to keep it a little bit stationary. So we'll start off with a nice bit of Coach Says. So Coach says, Simon says, Nanny says, Daddy says, Mummy says, anything says is okay. Coach says. So when I say Coach says, you do the action. If I don't say Coach says, don't do the action. So example, Coach says touch your knees. Coach says touch your head. Touch your knees. Bop up. Listening. Okay, so we'll do a quick round. Me and Coach Phil. Okay, ready. Coach says touch your head. Touch your knees. Coach says touch your toes. Touch your head. Coach says stand on one leg. Coach says stand on two legs. Coach says stand on three legs.
Oh.
Coach says stand on four legs. Coach says jump like a crazy monkey in a palm tree. All right, so we do this every weekend, guys, so you know it's always going to be crazy. So social distancing. All right, so next up, guys, we're going to do a little bit of balance practice. So I know everybody maybe doesn't have a ball or a racket at home. You can use a pair of socks. So get a pair of socks, like normally, socks inside socks. So we're going to do some balance practice. So get the sock or the ball inside the sock. Place it on your racket if you have a racket. And I want you to walk up to the wall and back to your dot. So remember, guys, don't drop the ball or don't drop your sock. If you drop it, you've just gone and broken your ball. All right, and then next one, your caterpillar relay with your mum and dad or your nanny or poppy, wherever. So I want you to pass the socks onto your racket or onto your hand or onto your frying pan. And again, try not to drop it.
So this is really good for hand-eye control. It's actually not as easy as it looks, especially if you had a real tennis ball. And then if it's kind of too easy, you can even switch your hand around and practice the backhand grip and try that. But that's much harder.
And if you don't have rackets at home, guys, like we said earlier, you can use a fry pan or you can just use your hand, which is actually probably a little bit harder.
But we need to
social distancing.
There we go. You guys get the idea.
Okay. So go into the serves.
Mm-hmm.
So we get into the meat of this lesson today, guys. We're going to be working on the serve today. We've been doing forehand before. We've been doing backhand before. We've done it a lot. So now we're going to get into serve. ITF format. Serve. Score. Serve. Rally. Score.
So he says ITF, he means the International Tennis Federation suggests that we learn serves from the beginning. So even at the very first lessons and when kids are really young, it's a good idea to get that serve motion going.
Okay. So what we're going to be looking at, guys, we'll do it nice and slowly for you. Left hand is going to be pointing up like this. In your right hand, you have your ball behind your back like this. When you look up, reach up, overarm throw to your mother, your father, nanny, whatever, whoever you're with. So reach up, overarm throw. And gentle toss back, parents, so just gentle toss back. Yeah.
So the left arm up is like the tossing arm, and we want to be keeping everything up as we throw.
Yeah. So overarm throw.
I know it's tempting. The kids are going to want to throw it really hard. If you have space or you can go outside, you can get them to do that. But in the house, this one, you might want to have a really soft ball if you're if you youngsters love to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
These things are available in a lot of little sports stores or even dollar stores. They're foam balls. So if you hit any furniture or lamps around the house, they don't have much weight, so they won't break anything. I think that's a good idea too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Or hurt each other. Yeah. And other little drills that are good for the little ones is just even passing and rolling, just for hand-eye coordination. We do these in our groups, just to get used to throwing and catching, and if you can, moving left and right. So.
Right. So one more thing. You can level that up with the sock, ball inside the sock, or a sock inside of a sock, inside of a sock, inside of a sock. So this is the same thing. This is like, actually, Coach Philip, would you like to explain this for us?
Okay, sure. So we will move on a little bit to my side of the lesson, which will be working on our serves at home. And kids can do this as well, but I know serve is kind of a hard point for many of us, even if we've been playing tennis for 10, 20 years, many times in our lessons. The serve is kind of the biggest thing that people worry about and have trouble with because it's a very complex motion. But it doesn't have to be necessarily as complex, and a sock or a ball inside of the sock really helps work on your rhythm, because when we serve and if we have kinks inside the serve, like where we have pauses that are unnecessary, it becomes less reliable. So having a one smooth motion throughout the serve helps quite a lot, and this is where this comes in, that you can create a bit of a rhythm with the sock, with the ball in the sock. Eventually have that serving arm up. And then there's even a more advanced one where it's called the figure eight, where you're serving and your serving arm goes on the other side of your body, and that creates more of an upper body twist. And if you can get into something like that, maybe 10 in a row, and then eventually do the figure eight, and here we don't have as much space, but if you can really start to swing hard and use your whole body into it, and you start to get the feeling of that ball creates its own momentum, just like the racket head would, and your wrist doesn't have to be strong to create the speed in the ball that would create a faster serve. Because when we hold the racket really tight, it doesn't actually create any power on our serve. So apart from the rhythm, that was transitioning from Kyle's lesson, is the toss. The toss is very important in the serve, so that's more consistent. And if our toss is always in the same place, then we can be more consistent on our serve because we're not chasing at it, we're not getting out of position. And very key points in our serving toss is that, same, we don't want to hold the ball too tight, and that we want to keep our arms straight. So let's pretend if we have the baseline, we're also not facing straight towards the court, but we'd be sideways. So we have our arms straight, and we throw it up with a straight arm, kind of like an elevator, like straight up and straight down. So when we start to bend our arm inside the toss, it becomes less reliable because there's more moving parts. So if we can get used to, from our thigh, and my arm is here because this is called the trophy position, if we can get there. We throw and catch, throw and even drop, keeping our left hand up. So if we can do that 10 times in a row, it's really great to have a spot. And see if you can make it drop on that spot. And so very key point is straight arm and get the rhythm with that sock. And I think those are two really great drills you can do at home. Of course, you might need some higher ceilings. If your ceilings are too low, you can do it off the ground. And get used to keeping that arm straight. And Kyle, if you can turn sideways a little bit. Yeah. Sideways to the court. Yeah. So those are two great things you can do at home during this lockdown. Even we have beautiful weather outside. Maybe if you can get out into a park or an open space near your house, that way we can relax, get some fresh air. But I really thank you for listening to this in my club at home from the Tokyo American Club, and Coach Philip and Coach Kyle from Krissman International.
Cool. Okay, thank you so much, guys. It's great seeing you, and stay safe and take care.
Yeah, stay safe out there, guys, and keep your distance.